Hey model pals, in this video I'm building Revell's 1/24th scale Volkswagen Beetle. I built this model for the Eurobeats group build over on the Wheel and Sprue Discord server. I'll put a link in the description below so you can join and get in on the next one. This was a pretty good kit, and I'll point out some moments of interest along the way, including plenty of screw-ups that I created myself. If you decide at some point you like what you see, feel free to click the thumbs up and consider subscribing. I also appreciate any feedback you leave in a comment. I'm always looking for criticism so I can improve my work. If you've watched any of my previous car videos, you know that I pretty consistently gouge the body when I scribe the panel lines, but shout out to the Beetle. It only really has two you need to scribe on each side and they're perfectly straight, so I finally had a model where I didn't screw this up. This was my first time using my new Mr. Hobby airbrush full blast to paint a car model. It's only a 0.3mm, but it puts out way more paint than I'm used to. Way more than my Iwatas, for example, that I've used in the past. I wasn't quite used to that yet when you pull all the way back on the trigger, just how much comes out, so I flooded the surface a little bit during the glossing stage, and you can see where I created some runs on both sides of the body here. I was pretty frustrated, but I decided to try to sand it out. As you can tell at this point, this is a pretty detailed little engine out of the box from Revell, but I did decide to add spark plug wires with 30 gauge wrapping wire. Again, like several of my previous car models, I went with a flat primer black for the chassis. I'm usually not too worried about things under here because I don't display the cars with mirrors at shows, and the rest of the time they sit on a shelf in my display case, so I'm not usually too worried about it. I do a little bit of detail painting like the shocks here, but that's usually about it. Maybe one day I'll do a fully detailed chassis, try to get all the colors right and everything accurate, but for now, I'm okay with this style. This kit has quite a detailed interior out of the box. I didn't really feel like I needed to add anything scratch building wise, although I probably could have, but I did want to try to step my game up on this interior compared to some previous car models because it is so detailed, so I invested a little bit more time in my painting and trying to pay attention to adding a little bit of contrast here and there. I think it turned out pretty well, but I'm always open to criticism for improvement, so let me know what you think and what I could have done differently here. One thing to watch out for if you build this kit is the radio bezel decal is only about 90% of the size of the actual molded portion of the dash, so it doesn't line up quite right. Had I known that from the get-go, I probably would have just painted the bezel instead of using the decal. So if you're going to build this kit, just be aware that it's not going to be quite right. You may want to paint it instead. The white interior was a request of my sister, who's actually going to be receiving this model in a few months. I want to take it to a few shows and things like that first, but I did build the car according to her request for colors, and I gotta say, doing a white interior for the first time was quite a bit of fun, and I hope she likes the way it turned out. I took a bit of a shortcut here and used a chrome pen on the side trim instead of masking the body and spraying it, and I paid the price because I really don't like how it looks. I shouldn't have been lazy, plain and simple. I think the wheels are the biggest shortcoming on this kit because I think there's something wrong with the mold. The Volkswagen logo in the center of the hub appears to be off-center, and once you see it, you can't really unsee it. It's pretty unfortunate because otherwise the wheels are quite good, but if you're worried about something like that, be aware, you may want to go with aftermarket wheels instead. In another moment of laziness, I decided to use a Sharpie to do the rubber window trims, which worked okay. It's not great. Probably would have been better had I masked and sprayed. The areas where it needed to be chromed though, and I did the chrome pen over the top of the Sharpie, absolutely awful. Learn your lesson from me. Don't learn this the hard way yourself. This doesn't work. Don't do it. Here's a fun game. Leave a comment and let me know how many times you think I knocked this antenna off after I've installed it. I'll give you a hint. It's a lot. As we look at the completed model, I'd like to say thank you to Fel and the leadership team at the Wheel and Sprue Discord server for hosting the group build. My fellow modelers made a lot of really cool models, so be sure you click on that link in the description to join the server and check out their work as well. I'm not really sure how I feel about this model, so I'd like to know what your opinion is. Please leave a comment and let me know. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and maybe you'd like to watch this video next.